Mary Louise Otto was born May 24th, 1923, to Alfred and Eve Otto in Crystal, North Dakota. Mary was the second to the youngest of 9 siblings. She had 6 brothers and 2 sisters. They all lived in a large homestead farm. In writing about her childhood, Mary said,
I don't think I could have had a happier childhood. It's hard for me to believe that there was a better environment than the farm, a big family, loving parents, respect for God and His Word.
when she was just 9 years old, her mother passed away in childbirth. Mary writes about her mother.
I'm sure Mother prayed that our families would all be united in heaven. She was truly a good Christian mother. I've often said, I hope I will be as much an influence for God on my children as my mother was to me in 9 short years.
At age 18, shy little Mary boarded a train to come all the way out to Seattle Pacific College for nursing school. Mary writes about her trip out west.
I knew my brothers had told my dad not to give me enough money for a round trip ticket because I would probably use it to come back right away. Dad said he didn't want me to walk back to North Dakota. These things just made me more determined than ever to not fulfill their prophecies.
Mary went to Seattle Pacific College and then on to Swedish Hospital for nurses training. She graduated in 1946. She trained in various locations, a mental hospital in Steilacoom, Tacoma Indian for pediatrics, and Tacoma General. While working at Tacoma General, she met a young man named Hansen, and they were married in 1952. Their first child was a little girl that they lost when Mary was 6 months along. The next child was Alden, and then Christine, and then another girl was lost while Mary was 9 months along. This child was lost to a premature placenta separation. Mary's life was also in danger, and a dear friend prayed over her, and she survived. The friend who prayed over her was named Ruth, so the next child was also named Ruth. In 1962, the family moved to a little farm just outside of Arlington. Mary's happy memories from her childhood farm life contributed to her desire to live on a farm again. Here, she raised her 3 children. When the children got older, Mary went back to nursing. She worked in the Arlington Rest Home, Arlington Convalescent Center, as well as working for a group of 4 doctors who took turns doing missions work in Africa, while the remaining doctors covered their practices. Mary's children grew up and married. Christine first to Steve in 1978, then Alden to Cheryl in 1981, and then Ruth to Barry in 1983. Then the grandchildren came all in a flood. Matthew Munson, born 1983, Larissa Stainer in 1984, McCall Hansen, 1985, Carrie Stainer, 1986, Jonathan Hansen, 1987, Joshua Hansen, 1992, and finally Leilani Hansen in 1994. After a long battle with cancer, Hans passed away in 1991. In 1994, Mary and Russell Shaw got married. Russell was a longtime friend from Arlington Assembly of God. Mary and Russell lived on Joanne Lane and enjoyed going to Arizona for the winter time. Mary, who always loved large families, was delighted to add 3 more children to her family: Dave, Bob, and Bruce Shaw, and 4 grandchildren as well. Shortly after Russell passed away in 2003, Mary moved to Olympic Place. There she lived for many years until Thanksgiving of 2014, where her health required her to have more care. She moved in with Alden and Cheryl's house, and there she received excellent care. She passed away in that home on September 2nd, 2015, surrounded by her 3 children, many grandchildren, and even a couple of great-grandchildren.